So we've been talking a lot about DNA and chromosomes and genes and traits and whether or not they're acquired or they're inherited. And today we're going to talk about something we call dominant versus recessive traits. So a lot of you guys have asked questions about like, well, how come my mom has really dark hair but my dad has blonde hair? How come I don't have a mix of the dark and the light hair that kind of gives me like an in-between color? Or, you know, my mom is really short but my dad is really tall. How come I'm not somewhere in between? Or eye color. How come my mom has blue eyes and my dad has brown eyes? How come I don't have like some combo of those? So we're going to talk about why that happens today and explain the difference between having dominant and recessive traits. Okay, so those words are dominant and recessive. Now, dominant traits tend to be darker. So my hair is brown, my eyes are brown. They tend to override or be more powerful than lighter colors. For instance, blonde hair, blue eyes, green eyes. They tend to be more dominant. Same with skin tone. Lighter skin tones tend to be recessive. Darker skin tones tend to be dominant. So if you have a parent that has a darker skin tone and a parent that has a lighter skin tone, it's more likely that that dominant or darker skin tone is going to show. Same thing with hair, eyes, facial features like eyebrows. Okay. There are all kinds of different dominant and recessive genes. We talked about right-handed and left-handed, right? Actually, right-handed is a dominant trait, whereas being left-handed is recessive. Other things, height, connected earlobes and disconnected earlobes, the ability to roll your tongue. These are all traits that are inherited from your parents, and they have both dominant and recessive genes. Another thing we need to talk about is acquired traits. So when you acquire traits, there are no dominant or recessive traits for traits that are acquired, for things that you are not born with. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. There are no dominant or recessive traits for things that you acquire after you are born. Okay? So our example for today I'm going to show you is we are going to use this lovely green, that looks really gross, a lovely green food coloring here. And then we've also got a lovely yellow food coloring. Okay, so I want you guys to get ready to do some observations. I've got my green over here, I've got my yellow over here, and I've got just an empty one here that I'm going to use to kind of mix these. So for this example, our green is going to be considered our darker dominant trait. Okay, whereas our yellow is going to be considered recessive and lighter. So not as powerful as that dominant green over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some green, I'm going to pour it in here. And now I'm going to take our recessive yellow. So this would be the same as if you're getting one gene from your parent and one gene from the other parent. Okay, so this is one. Now I'm going to pour the yellow. So I want you guys to take a moment to observe what happened. What happened in this beaker when I took the green and the yellow? If you notice, this middle beaker stayed the same color green as our plain green over here, okay? However, we put this yellow in here. So that means there's yellow in here, we just cannot see it. Now we're gonna take our yellow recessive, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour the rest of this green in here. But before I do that, I want you to think about what probably is gonna happen? What do you think is going to happen when I pour this in? Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna pour the rest of this green. So what happened? The yellow, this was all yellow. And it still has yellow in there, but now it is showing green. Okay guys, so we've seen what kind of happens with dominant versus recessive traits. The yellow liquid, we didn't remove it ever, right? We just added it or mixed it. That's the same as a recessive trait, which means that you carry both traits, right? Here is our mix of yellow and green. We didn't remove the yellow, we just added green to it. So the yellow is still here, we just can't see it. That's the same as some of your traits. For example, I have brown eyes, but my father has blue eyes, and so did his mother. And my mom, my grandma, also had blue eyes. So I am probably a carrier for a recessive blue eye. However, because both of my parents have brown eyes and brown is a dominant trait, I only show brown eyes, but I am still a carrier for that blue eye, if that makes sense. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed our little lab. You can do it at home. You could try it with some other colors. All you need is some food coloring or some juice mixes. Those work too, as long as they have color to them. Let us know what you find out. Hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.